That's gonna be me in another 2 years. And you better love me. When we find out you stop loving me, I'm gonna be mad. Cause you see the belly there already. You don't see, and I haven't got the hair. So already I'm looking like that. I'll find me another girl that likes.
As long as you're healthy, even though you're looking like that.
Well, I don't see how that can look healthy. Hey, as long as he's happy, that's all that matters. And as long as I'm happy with my baby, that's all that matters. And even if nobody loves me, my baby loves me because I got a belly, no hair, then I'm all right. Some of the best pastries you will have is here in the Philippines. Another thing you will find, there are dogs and cats everywhere. You can be sitting out in a restaurant and there will be a dog sitting under your table or standing a few feet away, or a cat sitting on the other chair across from you. You will also notice that in the restaurants, indoor restaurants like the mall, people can bring their dogs. Most people who bring their dogs into the mall, you will see that their dogs will have a diaper, which I also find very strange. How a dog can poop and piss in a diaper doesn't make any sense to me. But you're gonna see that here. Another thing you will notice after spending a week or two in the Philippines, Americans have a smell that is different from Asians who are here in Asia. So when you travel here, you're gonna smell different to them and they're gonna smell different to you. Within a week or two of you eating the foods that they eat and drinking the liquids that they drink, you will begin to smell just like them. You're gonna notice your scent will change because of the foods that you are now eating, which are different from the foods that you are accustomed to back home in the US. You're also gonna find that the meats here are very tender. The pork, the beef, and the chicken. They do not give you a knife and fork here in the Philippines. They give you a spoon and a fork. You use the spoon to cut your meat. You use the spoon to cut your chicken, to cut your pork, and to cut your beef. And you will find that meat does not require a knife to cut it. The only meat that you need a knife to cut is the American meat, including chicken, because the meat in America is so tough and so muscular that even your body cannot process it properly. If you live off of pork in the Philippines and you live off of beef and chicken, your body will process that meat just like it processes fruits and vegetables It'll go right through you as if though you had no meat. Unlike the meat back home in America, which takes days to process through your body. This boy stopped me and asked me if I was interested in buying some lumpia. Lumpia is an egg roll, a lot smaller than the American egg roll. These kids are very polite. They work to help feed their family. They are like no other kids in the US. When they talk to you, they call you sir. When they talk to you, they look you in the eyes. When they talk to you, they command your attention because they're so respectful. Here you have this boy who's working to help feed his family. And so I take the time to participate. Even if I'm not hungry, I will buy something and I will give them extra.
Woo!
Oh, you selling, little man? What are you selling?
Lumpia,
How much?
20 pesos.
20
For
pesos?
one.
Let me have one. I take one. Little man is selling something, and I'm gonna look out for him. 20 pesos. I'm gonna give him a little extra. I'm gonna give him 50. It's 20. Yes, a little bit. Little man is selling this for 20 pesos. I'm gonna give him 50. Thank you, little man, for you. Good. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Keep the change.
It's still hot too. Shorty was selling these for 40 cents. 20 pesos. I give him 50 pesos, which is $1. These kids out here hustle, they work. I respect the boy who works, who's not out here begging. And so even if I'm not hungry, I will buy something and I will give him extra. And it's good too. Thank you. This little man right here, he's happy. thing was banging. It's an egg roll. They call it lumpia here. Damn, that was good. Really good. The Philippines is a thriving nation, a rich nation, a growing nation. There's nothing third world about this nation other than the fact that it's known as a third world country. But when you're here, you have the same riches as you do back home in the US. And the American dollar is worth 57 times. So if you're smart and you want to retire, and you want to retire successfully, and you want to retire happily, you want to retire knowing that you don't have to struggle, knowing that you can pay your bills, take care of your family, and have enough money to feed yourself and your family, the Philippines is the place to retire. The Philippines is the place to visit. The Philippines is the place to raise a family, as long as you have the income and the means to do so. And again, with the American dollar, you can go a lot further here than you can back home, because the American dollar back home is not worth 50 cents. You cannot buy a bag of chips in the Americas because the American dollar is not worth a bag of chips back home. The American dollar is not worth 50 cents back home. Here it's worth 57 times. My rent is $180 a month. $500 covers my rent, covers my electric, my Wi-Fi, my water bill, and my food. It costs 26 cents to ride this bus. And the second bus that I'm gonna jump on is free. Completely free. And it'll take me from one city to the next city and not charge me a dime. And then I will jump back on the bus and go from that city to the next city, to Quezon City, where I live in Cubao, and not charge me a dime. Hi, Kuya. I'm going to Cubao. Nepa, Q-Mart, this bus?
Ayala, and then right again.
Ayala. Okay. No? Have to hold it? Thank you, Kuya. And they call this a third world country. Another thing I notice here in the Philippines is that when I run into another foreigner, whether he's American, Australian, Greek, or from Africa, we tend to stare at each other. And that's because we have a camaraderie, right? We stand out. There are very few foreigners that I've ran into since I've been here. I have ran into some as I'm walking. I met a guy from Congo, Africa. His name is Kevin. I met him on the bus. Real nice guy. He stood out to me. I stood out to him. We were the only two foreigners on the bus, and we were the only two who were not wearing masks. That's another thing I noticed. We don't tend to wear masks as much as the Filipinos, who you will find will always wear a mask, indoors especially. I do not wear a mask indoors since it is no longer required here in the Philippines. So when I am outdoors, I don't wear a mask. When I'm on the bus, I don't wear a mask. When I'm in the mall, I do not wear a mask. And I am the only one who does this, and other foreigners as well. You will also notice that for every McDonald's, there is a Jollibee. Jollibee is the Filipino version of McDonald's. You will also find that here in the Philippines, at McDonald's, you can get spaghetti, fried chicken, hot dogs, rice, and a bunch of other things, including burgers and fries. Unlike the American menu, which is very limited because Americans live off of cheeseburgers and fries, unlike Filipinos who are not afraid to explore and try new foods and new things. Kuya, I'm going to Q-Mart in Cubao.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you. You will constantly be eating something new. You will constantly be trying new foods and seeing new foods. Foods that you have never seen before and most likely won't ever see back home in the UK. Hey, how you doing? Where you from?
Congo.
Congo. Awesome. Africa. I'm American.
Oh, you're American?
Yes. How long you been in the country?
3 months.
3 months. Me 2 weeks. Thank you.
Cubao?
You're going to Cubao too? Oh yeah. Is that where you're staying?
I'm staying in Parañaque.
Oh, okay.
You know Parañaque?
No. One thing that I could never get used to is how Filipinos sit next to each other on the buses. They are not afraid or ashamed to sit next to you, to rub elbows with you. A woman would squeeze between you and another man, sit there with her arm up against yours, bare arm, and not even sweat it one bit. Something I could never get used to. I'd rather stand when the buses get full. I don't like being touched, especially by strangers. And it makes me very uncomfortable sitting next to a woman while I am rubbing my arm up against hers, though they don't seem to mind. It is something that is hard for me to get used to. Thank you, Kuya. Okay. There are buses going everywhere here in the Philippines. There are taxis going everywhere. There is Grab, but you will not find Lyft and you will not find Uber. Grab is what you will find here in the Philippines. So before you land, make sure to install the Grab app. It used to be cheaper to take a Grab rather than a taxi. Most Grabs will charge you close to $12 compared to a taxi, which will charge you about $3 to $4 to the same destination. Unfortunately, after the pandemic, things have changed, I've noticed, as far as prices with the Grab car service. I understand people have to get paid and people have to make their money. But if you want to save money, take a taxi instead. Better take it if you're with a local than by yourself, because if you are by yourself, the driver will most likely overcharge you. He will probably charge you the same fare as a Grab, if not more, and most likely he will not bring down the meter or start the meter running so that you can see exactly how much you will be paying. But like everything else, you have to become familiar, you have to become accustomed, and you have to learn through experience, your own experience, so that you are able to protect yourself, defend yourself, not physically, but against the people who are trying to take advantage of you because you are a foreigner. Most Filipinos believe that foreigners are rich, even though that is not true. My girlfriend and I took a taxi from Araneta back home, and while I was sitting there, I could notice my girlfriend and the driver arguing. I could hear the word American, Filipino, and of course I could understand some of the words because here in the Philippines, in Tagalog, they have Spanish words. And so I'm able to pick up some things, and I could tell that they were arguing about the fare. My girlfriend eventually reached for the door and said, "Babe, let's go." The driver then said, "No, ma'am, forget it. You don't have to pay me. I will drop you off near your destination and you do not have to pay." The reason why he said that was because he was insulted and offended that she was arguing with him about the fact that he was overcharging us because I'm an American. And my girlfriend was explaining to him that just because I'm an American, there's no reason for me to have to pay more. He then explained to her that she's Filipino and that she should not be protecting me because I'm not Filipino, and that she should be standing for her own people and protecting her own people. That she does not have to work because she's with me and I'm an American. So I should be able to pay more and she should not be concerned with that. She then explained to him that she does not need me, that she works for herself, that she pays her own bills, and that I am her boyfriend. And that yes, she will protect me and she will stand by me because it is irrelevant that I am an American. I should pay what the fare requires me to pay, or the meter requires me to pay, regardless of whether I am American or Filipino. And so the argument ensued throughout the whole 50 minute drive. He would not concede, my girlfriend would not concede, and yet he refused to let us out the cab because he wanted to prove a point that he didn't need our money, so he was going to drop us off anyway, and she was not required to pay, just to prove a point. My girlfriend simply said, "Here's your money, I'm leaving it in this tray," and dropped the money in the tray, and we got off the cab. You will find that many times cab drivers, certain places that you want to buy or where you want to rent, they will want to overcharge you. This is why you have to be with a local to help you find an apartment. Let him be the face that represents you, because if they see your face, they are going to see the American dollar sign, and they will charge you twice, if not 3 times, the normal rate than they would a Filipino. Learn to travel by yourself while you're here, but until that, you need to be with a local to teach you the ropes, to show you the way around, so that you can understand how things work here. And once you are comfortable, then you can venture out alone, because then you are aware of the prices, you are aware of how people will try to take advantage of you, and you will be able to stand up for yourself in a polite and kind way by simply saying no thank you and moving on. Life is short, people. We're lucky if we make it to 70. Those who make it to 80 or 90 are blessed. 70 is where it's at. We're lucky if we can get there. I hope to get there. And when I do, I want my life to be good. I want my life to be peaceful. I want my life to be comfortable. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to worry about how I'm going to pay my rent, how I'm going to eat, how I'm going to help my children. I can't do that back home if I'm retired on a pension. And even though I'm retired for over 12 years, I have to work and have continued to work, because I cannot live off of a pension back home. I cannot live off of Social Security back home. But here in the Philippines, I am a king. Here in the Philippines, I am rich. Here in the Philippines, I have a woman who stands by me, who protects me, who defends me, and who will hopefully be around for another 20, if not 30 years. And hopefully we can grow old together. Thanks for watching, people. Get your money and do something with it.